I'm deconstruction Doris, and Doris refers to Doris Lessing, who was born in former Persia to British parents, and she grew up in Rhodesia. And I chose this affinity because of my own position as a child of two parents who found their way to South Africa because of because of British colonization there. And she is someone who critiqued her position and the social circumstances that produced that position. And yeah, I'm interested in that. So I wanted to share with you some research that I'm doing, and I wanted to try and kind of let you see through my eyes and look at some of my observations. And of course, I look forward to your comments and seeing through your eyes as well. And the subject that I'm examining is the Geneva Museum of Natural History. And this is the website here. It's all in French. It is open every day except Monday, and it's free to visit, so you can just go and visit if you want, if you're there. And in terms of its position, here it is. And if you approach from the Rhone or Lake Geneva, you go past the English Garden in order to get there. And I'm going to be presenting different thematics that deal with this subject in the form of episodes. And this episode is called Capitalism. So how I'm going to begin is by making a distinction between the diorama and the exhibition display. And that's not to say the dioramas are not exhibits, but like it's going to be the most useful way, I guess, to talk about it now to make this distinction. So this is a diorama. It includes like real animals that have been the taxidermied and suspended, and the diorama is about giving the illusion of or simulating the actual environment of these animals. So here you can see the limits of the kind of backdrop that give the illusion of infinite space. Here is the delimits almost. It kind of lets you know like where it ends. And these sorts of things are included in order to demonstrate what would be the natural environment of these animals, which we know are real. You can see the shadows here. So I'm comparing this with this, which is an exhibition display. So by comparison, this is a lot more abstract and illustrative. So it's not designed to look like the natural environment, and these kind of cubes contribute to the abstract element of this display organization, and this information is here to make it illustrative. So my question is, what does it mean to have animals in both dioramas and exhibits in the same place, as happens in the Natural History Museum? Well, I was particularly struck by some examples, like this one, which look incredibly like consumer display situations. So, for example, if I draw like a little necklace here and a little ring here, I think that it's not difficult to picture this as something that you would encounter in a shopping mall or on a high street or something like this, you know. So what does it mean when we have these kinds of things, and when we view a series of them like you can in the museum, you really get the impression of being in a shopping mall or in an arcade. All that's missing is the consumer objects, which could be, I've given the example of jewelry. It could just as easily be something like a cell phone or anything in each of these kind of displays. So what does it mean when we have these two things together? Well, I think that a perspective on nature as a resource which can be exploited by man in order to produce financial wealth, as is the situation of capitalism, and which has kind of contributed to the environmental crisis that we are facing now. I think that this epistemology and these displays are perfectly compatible with this perspective and this epistemology. So I guess then the real question is consumer space copying the museum, or is the museum copying consumer space, and what is the result of that? And yeah, I try to be as quick as possible, and I hope that was interesting for you guys. And yeah, I look forward to getting you guys another episode soon. Okay, bye!